Okay, we're in November 2013, and it's a while since I gave you any talks. What I want to talk to you today about is what we need to be doing on the planet, given the state of the planet. But first of all, we need to back up. What I'm going to do is lay out a quick little sketch of the greatest news probably in the whole of human history, and then a quick summary of the ideas I've already put up on this site, and some more ideas to come, and then I'm going to talk about the state of the earth. Human beings are in deep trouble with the earth. To say we're in deep trouble with the earth is an understatement, and people are just beginning to realize that, something's wrong here. But first, let me tell you what is wonderful. I can put it in a single sentence. The tide has turned. What's happening on the planet is that the love is now uppermost. The love is now in charge. I have been talking about this great awakening that we are all in. A great shift from fear into love over the whole earth. This has been going on for quite some time. Where we are now is that at last December solstice, the day after the Mayan calendar ended, the planet shifted into a new age, and it shifted energetically out of the fear and into the love. Up until that time, really virtually the whole of human history has been dominated by the fear impulse. But love has been gaining the upper hand, and we are finally ready for the love that Jesus taught. At solstice, the planet shifted energetically into the love impulse. Okay, ever since then, perhaps it looks like business as usual on the earth plane. It isn't. What's been happening is that the polarity between love and fear is there, but it's the love that's really uppermost now. The fear will come back up, provoked by the love, but it won't take over anymore. And about last May, things were starting to come to a head on the planet with these political changes. And at this point, the love is really uppermost. This is a pretty revolutionary time. It's probably the time that the whole earth has been dreaming of since the beginning. That if human beings could finally wake up and bring love here, what a difference we would make. Love is the energy of life. The earth needs love. We all need love. We're here to nurture and care for each other and the earth. And we haven't done it very well up until now. The love is here to stay. Think of what this could mean. What would it be to make a planet that was safe for children? To begin treating the whole of nature, of wild nature, as we treat our pets, with care and affection. What if we could treat everyone in foreign lands with care and affection? What if we could get beyond this them and us mentality we're always in, and be in a totally accepting and affirming mode? And what if we could change from our attitude to the planet, which has generally been conquer and subdue it, put it down, and it shall do what we say. What if we could switch over from our conquer and subdue mentality into affirming and caring and honoring? What a different future human beings could have on the planet. It's a time on the planet for the return of the feminine energy. And I'm really sketching out a very feminine kind of view of things, both of what our history has been and what now needs to happen. And it's a very remarkable time in history. I would call it revolutionary because this impulse has not been here since the ancient matriarchal period in our early in ancient times, and the love is now returning. And if we could really pull it off and bring the love here, then even our enormous numbers on the planet might not matter. These are the times in human history of the reappearance of the feminine energy on the planet. The feminine energy has not been strong since ancient matriarchal times. When the men took over, basically women were edited out of the discussion at the very beginning. And after a long eclipse, we were rejected, like Einstein's thesis in physics was rejected as, quote, fanciful and irrelevant. And, the state of the planet at this point is a sure sign that the men have missed it. How did the men think they could get it right without us? And so here we are, and we'll make a difference. And if we can really pull it off and bring the love here, it will have a lot to do with the presence of women at just every level of society, waking up and taking back their power, along with the poor, along with the native people, and along with the earth herself. But I'm going to talk about all these things. I've been talking about them all along, but they have a new meaning now. It's almost as if every day the meaning of things changes. And the feminine energy is entering in at every level of society. Sometimes it's nurturing and caring, sometimes it's very destructive and disordering, but it's also a major player in what's going to shape the future of our planet. The Piscean age is passing away. It's been an age of great male thinkers. The Aquarian age is coming in, and the new age that has begun at the end of the Mayan calendar, and the love is here to stay. On the political scene, the forces of repression are rising up. But what's happening is a counter-tidal wave of love coming up from the base, making partnership everywhere to assert truth and freedom rather than this kind of oppression, put down, lies, deception we have lived in for so long. It's a pretty exciting time. Okay, what I really want to talk to you about is what needs to happen on the planet. Let me just make, first of all, a quick summary of what I've talked about already. A new age requires new ideas. And I have been proposing to you one of the most powerful new ideas I can imagine. And that is the idea of consciousness. That the true basis of the universe is consciousness. It's not matter or matter and energy, it's consciousness. Before I go on, I want to say a little more about the love impulse that's flowing into the planet, because it's so major. It's so major, it's going to change the whole course of human history. And those who are in the love impulse are going to find themselves in just a fabulous experience with the planet and of what human existence can be here at every level. Those who are in the fear impulse are going to find it harder and harder because the planet will no longer support the fear impulse energetically. And so I urge everybody, what I've been urging all along, make a space for your fears, move beyond them and back into the love. What has happened on the planet since the last solstice is that so many people are now in a love orientation that the fear will come up, but the love is strong enough that the fear will not take over. Can we begin to imagine this? Because the whole of human history really comes out of the fear impulse, and it's been dominated by the fear impulse. Okay, so I'm going to make a brief summary now of where we've come. I have said that a new age needs new ideas, and I'm proposing that consciousness is the most important new idea. That far from being a great machine or a matter mechanistic universe, in fact, the true basis of the universe is consciousness. And I'm proposing a new Copernican revolution among our fundamental terms. Modern science, for the most part, thinks that matter is what's really real, and that matter produces consciousness at the end of evolution and only in us. And I'm going to say that consciousness is there from the beginning, just the other way around. Matter isn't the fundamental term, consciousness is the fundamental term. It's there from the beginning, everything has it, and all the true explanatory principles are in it. They don't belong to matter. Now, I have a couple of talks up on the site you might want to take a look at, where I lay out this whole science of consciousness. Consciousness has appeared as a problem in modern science. Virtually all scientists believe it can be accommodated and explained by existing principles, but I say it cannot. And that, in fact, consciousness appearing in modern science points completely beyond present-day science to a whole new view of the universe where consciousness and not matter is the basic term. And that view of the universe gives us new ways to see the earth, to think about ourselves, and it opens right into the fundamental term of all religion, which is spirit. Spirit is simply infinite consciousness. All universes and all worlds formed out of this consciousness, sacred and divine throughout. Okay, right off the bat, let me just talk about the earth. This term consciousness gives us a new way to look at the earth. What are we looking at in the earth around us? We're looking at conscious beings just like ourselves. They're as conscious as we are. The human race has denied the earth consciousness for a very long time. It's the only way we've ever been able to think of how to promote ourselves to first place. The trees, the cats who wander in and out, the animals, they're all expressions of consciousness. And so physical reality is really an expression of consciousness. We're looking at beings that are just as conscious as we are. Let the barriers that we have placed between ourselves and every other living thing go down. So there's a new way to see the earth. The earth is really a continuum of many forms of consciousness, of which our own consciousness is one. And it's a great oneness. A continuum of consciousness can be experienced. Just go out among the trees and grasses. A continuum of consciousness is experienced as a great oneness. Now, the experience of oneness is the way of experiencing the earth of the native people, of the shamans and the mystics. And it's the way of the feminine. The feminine, really, the essence of the feminine is its connection and its experience of oneness. And so finally, all of these very marginalized and very put down people and modes have a place. The feminine has a valid place for itself in that its way of understanding the universe is very different from the rational modes. Now the rational modes have always put down these modes. Head consciousness has always put down the modes of heart consciousness. But the native people, the shamans, the mystics, the feminine women, they're in touch with heart consciousness. And the feminine side and everyone is in touch with heart consciousness. And this is what has to happen on the planet. That the nurturing, affirming, and caring, the heart conscious modes have to prevail. The rational modes have always put them down. But in fact, these are the rich soil and seedbed from which the rational modes themselves spring. And the moon has been known for eons more fully and well by the native people than by any amount of matter mechanistic science. There is a very new and different principle coming into the world. The love principle, the first term I want to tie it together with is consciousness. I'm going to say a lot more about this later on. Okay. This gives us, the term consciousness gives us a new way to appreciate the earth as conscious beings throughout. Now, I have given 2 talks on reincarnation and 2 talks on spirit. I am using the term consciousness to redefine the modern science, the universe, spirit, reincarnation, ourselves. First of all, it requires a monumental rewrite of science itself, and that is up on the site if you want to take a look at it. A reinterpretation of quantum physics, a reinterpretation of the forces, of what it is to explain, what it is to make intelligible, where the necessities are coming from, what's driving events. You might, if you haven't looked at the site, take a look at my reinterpretation of science. It's pretty exciting. And so it gives us new ways to see the earth, and it gives us new ways to appreciate and see the feminine and all of these outcast modes of being. And it gives us a new understanding of the universe and its true causalities. Now, we live in a world that's matter and mechanics pushed around by the forces, pushes and pulls, functioning blind. Consciousness, these are not the causalities of consciousness. Consciousness is awake. Consciousness is aware. It's intelligent. It's creative, and it's free. And to say that this is the true basic term of the universe is going to give us a very different universe picture, because we're in a very animate universe. Just what are the stars? Well, the stars are, they're not just lumps of burning matter. They're spiritual beings, magnificent spiritual beings in physical form. What are the animals? Are they machines, automata? No, they're beautiful little expressions of spirit. So obvious when you realize what you're looking at. Okay, so reincarnation. Reincarnation is probably the most single important new idea that the human race needs to get hold of. It was a centerpiece of Jesus' teaching, and it was banned in the West by a council that met in the 4th century that decided the human beings could be better controlled with fear than love, and they deleted the term reincarnation from the scriptures and inserted their own versions of things. Reincarnation, I would say the modern world is a function of spiritual ignorance, because reincarnation has not been taught in the West. Reincarnation is the key to 4 great mysteries. The first is the true nature of physical reality. The second is the truth of the human condition. The third is the truth of human identity. And the fourth is what the causalities of the universe are. Now, already as I speak, you're beginning to see how it really all is. That we are an open-ended connection with many, many dimensions of consciousness, different spiritual universes, worlds. Okay, the 4 mysteries. What is physical reality? It's not. Matter isn't. Trees aren't physical. They're expressions of spirit. They're expressions of consciousness. Those who know say that that not just human beings reincarnate, but so do the animals, so do the trees, so does everything. And so we're really looking at, once again, a conscious being in its physical expression. The consciousness universe has a place for reincarnation, as the modern mechanistic version of things does not. Reincarnation is a process whereby one human being, one consciousness, picks up bodies again and again and lays them down. Comes to Earth, we come to, well, here's the human condition according to those who understand reincarnation properly. We are here for a short time. We reincarnate in the Earth for a certain number of lifetimes. We come here to develop abilities, plans, purpose, goals. We come here with reasons for being here. And when we've completed our cycle of earth reincarnations, then we depart from the earth plane to either other parts of the physical universe or other spiritual universes. Reincarnation has a place in what I'm calling the consciousness universe. And it's the key to human identity and the human condition. So physical reality all around us is an incarnation of consciousness. Very simple idea. Very different from anything that's going down these days. The second, the human condition, that's it. We are here on Earth for a short time. Our lifetime is short. We are not prisoners on the planet. Physical existence is a gift. We're here because we can develop more rapidly on the earth plane. We can develop abilities and evolve more rapidly on the earth plane than in the purely spirit world from which we come. Of course, third thing follows that we are not just animals, or I should say the animals are not just animals anymore. We are not just material beings who are born, live one short life, and die, and that's it. That is the scientific image of nature at this point. We are immortal, eternal beings who come to Earth for a very short time. Earth is a gift, a privilege. We're here to develop and evolve and grow, and then we go elsewhere. That is the right picture of human identity and the human condition. Now, this has a lot of consequences. This has a lot of implications. First of all, reincarnation always comes with an understanding of karma. It puts the ground under ethics. Wait, let me back up a minute. How can I say this simply? First of all, we need to reinterpret childhood. The going model of the human beings were the victims of genes, drives, and childhood. We're determined by our childhoods. We need some other way to understand the enormous charge that childhood sets up in us. Because we come here, we chose our parents, we choose our parents, we chose all the circumstances of our lives for what we have come to accomplish here and for what we could get through them with the abilities they would give us. But we chose our parents, we are not their victims. We know deeply what we're all here for. We're here for reasons. We have reasons for being here. In the matter mechanism universe, the universe functions blind. There are no reasons. There are no what Aristotle called finite causality, purposes, intents. And we've all been told for a long time that we're just basically machinery pushed around by genes and drives. Okay, second, puts the ground under ethics and really spills out a great deal more about the human condition. Because reincarnation is associated with karma. To put it in a nutshell, it's what you do to others. People do, these days ethics is, people do whatever they think they can get away with. The truth is that whatever people do to other people will be done back to them in this or another lifetime, not as a punishment, but in order to learn to grow in love by understanding how another person was affected by your actions. And reincarnation, the foundation of reincarnation is a universe of unconditional love. And I'm going to spell out for you that love is an attribute of consciousness. Love and consciousness go together. Love is probably the deeper term than consciousness. Reincarnation, we're learning we're here learning the lessons of love. And that is how we learn them. Now, I have a rather long and very detailed interpretation of reincarnation on this, ready to go on the site, and I will get it up as soon as possible. So I'm just making a very quick summary here. The human condition, human identity, the ground under ethics. The truth is that we aren't, quote, all determined and therefore not responsible for our actions. We are responsible, we are accountable. And reincarnation is the great leveler, basically. We all have reasons for being here. We all will have our turns at just every role in society, every position, every state, every part of the earth. We come to take on a series of earthly incarnations that is very rich and full. And we have our turn at just about every place on earth. And so there's a profound, it's a great equalizer. It's a profound, there's a profound likeness between popes and kings and CEOs and ordinary people. The ordinary people you're dealing with may have been a king or a queen in a past life, who knows? We are all just as important as each other. Everybody will have their roles to play. There's no reason to look down on anyone. It's the great equalizer among the sexes. If reincarnation had been taught in the West, there would have been no suppression of women, because you're not divine in your male lives and not in your female lives. You're divine throughout, and so there's a profound equality between all of us that needs to be recognized, and we have to come to act from that equality. Reincarnation is an extremely important term for asking what we're all here for, and asking what should be guiding our politics, what should be guiding our societies, how we should look at each other, the earth. We have never gotten the earth right, we have never gotten ourselves right. And we not only need to do this, we now have the opportunity to do it. Okay? What else do I want to tell you quickly about reincarnation? Well, it deepens the question of, well, just what are we here for? And the only real question for anyone is, who am I? What am I here for? Why? This time in human history? What do I need to be doing with my energy? Reincarnation is an idea that the human race, it's a very ancient idea. We need to get hold of it. Not just the evidence for reincarnation, which is all over, but what it means for our presence on the planet, for our place in the universe, for the nature of the universe itself. And then I want to say the final revelation gives us, yes it does, reincarnation gives us a breathtaking glimpse into the true causalities of the universe. That we come here under plan, under purpose, with ends in mind. We it has a place for ideas as a causality. Our human existence is totally a function of ideas. Everything we do is a function of ideas. Ideas are a causality of consciousness. They have no place in the matter mechanism universe. What we're doing is turning things inside out, or we're turning them upside down. There is a place for ideas. There is a place for love. There is a place for subjectivity. There are terms that come for causality that aren't even in the vocabulary of physics at this point, like self-development, self-expression, self-fulfillment. I would propose, in fact, that physicists now think perhaps there's just a very simple idea at the heart of the universe. I would say it's the idea of self, and it's rooted in subjectivity, and that the fundamental law of the universe is that there be selves of infinite variety and description, living in a way that advances their own purposes and reasons for being, and at the same time advances the purposes and reasons for everybody else and everything else. Kurt, you're very easy to talk to about this stuff, because all of these, the universe is transparent to intellect, as Aristotle always hoped it would be. And the consciousness universe brings with it new ways of knowing, of being, and of appreciating, and answering the ultimate questions of human existence, like, well, just who are we? What are we about here? Selves have subjectivity. They, in our lives, we're organized around a kind of I, and a sense of self. And this is an attribute of consciousness. This isn't an attribute of matter particularly. And what I'm really doing is rewriting the whole concept of matter that has been so long developing in our history. Okay, I just want to quickly mention reincarnation. I will try to have these ideas up there spelled out in much more detail on the site.